right, as we're waiting for everyone to join, please drop into the chat where you're joining from. We'll begin momentarily. Just a few more moments as we wait for folks to join on, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Alrighty, well, we're going to go ahead and get started so that way we can make sure that we're ending on time, respecting everybody's day. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to our webinar on GoLinksGPT powered by ChatGPT4. My name is Emily Dilbeck, and I'm the Field Marketing Manager here at GoLinks. Today, we'll be exploring the ins and outs of this powerful tool and how it can help streamline your workflow. Are you tired of constantly digging through bookmarks and trying to remember long, convoluted URLs? GoLinksGPT is the answer you've been searching for. With its simple, intuitive interface and lightning-fast search functionality, you'll wonder how you ever manage without it. Our goal today is to empower you with the knowledge and skill you need to make the most out of GoLinksGPT. Throughout this webinar, we'll be taking your questions, so feel free to participate, drop your questions in the chat, and make this an interactive experience. Here's a quick look at what we'll be covering today. A quick round of intros, an introduction to GoLinks, the first look at GPT-4, which will be an interactive demo that you don't want to miss out on, and then closing out today's session with Q&A. First, I would like to introduce our speakers for today's session. Charlotte O'Donnelly, our Senior Product Marketing Manager, and Roberto Carrero, our Senior SDR Manager. Later on during the Q&A, we'll be joined by our technical expert, Mark Rutherford. Let's get started.
Thanks, Emily, and thank you all for joining today. We're so excited to show you what our team has been working on. A lot of this innovation has happened in just the last week, so this truly is an exclusive first look. Although ChatGPT was released in November of last year, the public API wasn't made available until March 1st of this year. GoLinks got access, and exactly 1 week later, we launched our search powered by ChatGPT. Then just last Tuesday, OpenAI released GPT-4 to a waitlist, and GoLinks is one of the select few companies to get early access. Here we are today, 1 week later, the first time that we're getting to showcase GoLinksGPT, and we're so glad you could all make it. We're not just hosting this event because GPT-4 is the latest and greatest new thing. We've really seen the fact that GoLinks can solve real problems for companies today. If you've ever worked at or with one of the big tech giants like Google, Yahoo, or Twitter, you know that GoLink systems have been a staple there for the last decade. Those teams built their own internal solutions, but we're the first system that's publicly available to everyone. When internal GoLink systems at those other companies go down, their teams quite literally are unable to work. GoLinks becomes so ingrained into how teams find and share knowledge day to day that without it, they shut down. And that's why we're bringing this technology to everyone, so teams can work faster and access information from anywhere. What starts with just a simple URL shortcut, like Go Metrics, for example, becomes a totally new way of working and communicating. You no longer have to ask HR for a link to your benefits platform. You can just guess intuitively that you'll be able to find it at go/benefits, and you can. These kinds of small daily asks for information add up to a lot of valuable time taken away from your teammates. And with GoLinks, you get all this time back, 1,000 hours a month in the case of some of our large clients who have a lot of employees on the system. And with GoLinks GPT, finding information just got even faster. I've been in product marketing for the last 6 years, and what really stands out to me as a marketer is just how much people love our product. GoLinks isn't just a link shortener. It becomes a way of life, a productivity godsend, an absolute must-have, essential to my work. These are all real quotes from some of our users. A recent reviewer even claimed that GoLinks cured his headaches. I don't know if we can promise that, but it's really powerful to see just how impactful this technology has been to the teams that use it. It's something they use every single day, which not a lot of other apps can claim. As we transition into our live demo, I'll leave you with just a look at a few of our logos. A lot of major companies today are powering their productivity with GoLinks, and we really believe that this is the future of how teams are going to work. But I've talked enough about us. Let's talk about GPT-4. I'm excited to hand it over to Roberto now for your exclusive first look.
Appreciate it, Charlotte. My name's Roberto. I lead the SDR team here at GoLinks, and I'm very excited to walk you through a couple of examples. So let's jump right into it. This functionality exists both in our default platform as well as in Slack. So we're going to cover both areas while exploring a few different use cases. First up is the platform page, which you're seeing here. GoLinks GPT is going to give you an AI response if you include either a 3-word phrase or if you add a single word with a question mark in the search bar up top. GoLinks GPT will pull the GoLink name and any relevant information that's in the description for that specific link. So for the first example, we will use something that my reps ask me for all the time, and that is customer use cases, right? So instead of having them come to me each time with this question, we can go ahead and ask GoLinks GPT, where can I find customer quotes? Once we do that, we're gonna get the AI recommendations that are gonna pop up at the top of the screen. In this scenario, what we're really looking for is social proof that reps can add to emails. So you can see that options 1 and 2 would be ideal here. My reps are gonna find what they need, and I'm still free to work on other tasks. A couple things to note here is that GoLinks can pull from multiple sources. So whether that's G2 badges, slide decks, documents, Google Drive, etc., it's all gonna pull up here. We're also going to recommend new GoLinks for you to create for items that you might use often. So in this example, you're seeing go/customer quotes. is being recommended as a new GoLink. Down here at the bottom, we're going to give you an opportunity to give us feedback, a thumbs up or a thumbs down if the recommendation was relevant or was not. And we're going to use that feedback to improve the accuracy of the results in the future. We're going to move on to example number 2, and this is going to be from an engineering angle. And there's a couple of different use cases here. Our internal team releases new updates to our iOS app regularly, and our sales team needs to find that collateral. In another use case, our iOS developer team, let's say they have a new person join and they need to get up to speed quickly. So we're just going to run a quick search for resources for iOS. Once we do that, you can see that the GoLinks AI is going to recommend our top resources related to iOS. It's going to pull iOS code in GitHub, marketing guides, product mocks, and more. So what's interesting here is regardless of which team needs what, everything's easy to find. That way there's no tribal knowledge across different departments, which we typically see. For our third example, let's say that you have a fresh team of new hires that constantly needs information. I'm going to pretend that I literally forgot everything during an onboarding presentation that we just had. And I'm just going to ask GoLinks, hey, I finished onboarding and I forgot everything. Can you remind me? Once we do that, we're going to see that GoLinks AI is going to pull up all of our onboarding documents, and anything that I need is at my fingertips. So now we're going to move over to Slack to solve an IT issue. Let's say that a rep needs help getting set up with an email signature. This is something that gets thrown around quite a bit by new hires. Getting this answer in Slack is going to be very easy. All we have to do here is add the GoLinks bot. Once we add the GoLinks bot, we could just simply ask it a question. IT asked me to set up an email signature for Gmail. How do I do that? Once we ask the GoLinks bot, it's going to give me a description of the resource that pops up. It's also going to give me an option to view more. That's going to take me to the correct GoLink if I need more information. If I wanted to, I could also ask the GoLinks bot for more information directly in Slack. Now let's shift back to another sales angle. Let's say that my team wants to personalize an email. My specific team reaches out to sales enablement leaders quite often, and my team might be interested in understanding what type of products or productivity apps sales enablement leaders use. So they might ask GoLinksGPT, hey, what productivity apps do sales enablement leaders use? And once we ask it that, it's going to give us the top 5 productivity apps that sales enablement leaders use. So we could use this to better personalize our emails and stand out a little bit. If we want to understand our target personas, it's all there. And lastly, let's say that we wanted more information on a specific company. I can ask the GoLinks bot, hey, what are the top 3 reasons why companies need GoLinks? It's very simple, very easy. It's going to give you the top 3 reasons why companies need GoLinks. So we could use this information to better understand our potential customers before we're reaching out. Super simple. That's it for the demo. I'm going to hand it back over to Emily.
Awesome. Thank you, Roberto. Really powerful stuff here. I'm sure that everyone in the audience can think of a way that they could find value from this right now. Roberto covered a lot. So before we move into Q&A, we'll leave you with a quick summary from your GoLinks dashboard. Type any question or phrase. In return, you'll get recommended docs, apps, information, and GoLinks. Plus, you can use the power of GPT-4 to work faster with AI-generated content. But you don't even need to log into your dashboard to do this. You can get answers from GoLinks in Slack without interrupting your workflow. Chat with our bot for our resource recommendations, information shortcuts, and answers to technical questions. Now we'll have our technical expert, Mark Rutherford, join us for some Q&A.
Glad to be here.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. So I'm just going to be monitoring our chat, and we will look for some questions coming in. It looks like we have a few questions that came in from before the webinar, so I'm going to tap in on some of those really quick. So does OpenAI save my data or use it to train future models?
I can tackle that one. So OpenAI is going to save the data that we send it for up to 30 days. That is just for their abuse monitoring systems. They will not use it to train future models. The only data that's sent to them is GoLink names and GoLink descriptions. We tried to keep it as limited as possible to protect our customer data while still allowing it full functionality.
Awesome. So we got a question from the audience. You mentioned it can pull information from your documents. What are the security implications? What is stored on your servers?
Again, I can take that. No extra data is stored on our servers. This is just using data that is that's already available. You know, GoLink names, GoLink descriptions, and we are passing it to OpenAI. We try to keep this as low security risk as possible, but we do pass the GoLink names and GoLink descriptions to OpenAI, and they will store it for 30 days. But it is, we don't send direct URLs or anything. We're trying to keep this as low risk as possible.
Awesome, thank you. Let's see, do we have any other questions from the chat? The Slack integration is excellent. How can we make it less destructive because everyone in the Slack gets to see their results?
So we made this available in all Slack channels because we want people to have access to this information in whatever context it is most relevant. Internally, we've been seeing our employees using this where they're having a conversation with other employees in Slack, and then when a question comes up, you can just bring it up to the bot, and it'll be right there, visible for everyone. This works in every channel that the bot is in, though, and so hopefully you have it in all of your Slack channels so that all of your GoLinks can be hyperlinked when you type them in, and so you can use it in less frequently used channels. Wherever this question is most relevant, you can use it in there.
I apologize if I missed this, but is this opt-in? Is there additional cost?
There is no additional cost. This is available to everyone. For existing enterprise customers, you do have to opt in. It is available under the workspace settings under a toggle called Smart Search. If you are a non-enterprise customer, you should already have access to this, and it should already be enabled for you. You can just go in and type a question and get going.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. All right, we're going to go back to some of these offline questions as we wait for a few more to trickle in via chat or the question box. Does GoLinks integrate with other platforms I use?
So we already have quite a few other integrations. I know that we have integrations for GitHub. I think we have an integration for Jira. We have quite a few integrations. Currently for GoLinksGPT, the only integration that we have for is Slack, but we are looking to expand that in the future.
Awesome, thanks, Mark. What data does OpenAI have access to? Can they read my documents and information?
So I touched on this briefly in a previous answer, but they will not have access to your documents. They won't have access to the URLs that they point to. The only information that is shared is the GoLink name and GoLink description. So, for example, it might share that we have a GoLink named Go/HR, which has a description of, Trinet resource portal. And that's all that OpenAI has access to. They don't know the exact URL that we're pointing to or any of our actual HR data. It's just the brief name and description telling you, hey, this GoLink exists and this is what it pointed. This is the general description of that resource, and it is able to process based off of that. And then your employees can then go to the link directly and they actually have access, but OpenAI has none of that.
Okay, we have some more questions coming in from the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and get to those. Can the answers/results always be limited to GoLinks only? That helps with limited a response in case there's no relevant GoLinks for the question asked.
If I'm understanding that question correctly, you're asking if it can be limited to the GoLinks only, and so then if there's no relevant GoLinks, then it wouldn't respond. I think is where you're leading with that. So the bot is not limited to just GoLinks. It is able to respond to everything. So I can ask it, hey, can you summarize this email for me? Or hey, how do I reverse a string in Python? You can ask it any of those questions. It'll respond. It'll respond for you. Part of the benefit there is that ChatGPT has shown that it has quite a few business use cases, and this is an easy way to just bring it in and integrate it with your tools so that if there are any relevant GoLinks, it will mention those in its responses, but it doesn't have to. It can respond with anything. We don't currently have a way to limit it to just the GoLink responses. In general, it will respond with only, hey, here are the relevant GoLinks if you're looking for a resource, but we want to leave the door open so that you can get any information that you want out of this. And the GoLink information is just sort of inserted into there so that if it's relevant, it's available to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. We've got one more coming through in the chat. Are there any tips for updating descriptions to make it more effective with OpenAI?
That's a great question. So if you have better GoLink names and GoLink descriptions, this feature will work better for you because, of course, that's the only information that's available to ChatGPT. So I guess my tip here for improving the descriptions is the longer the description, the better. The more keywords you have in there, the more descriptions you have about the resource, the better it's going to respond. So especially some of your key GoLinks, like Go/HR, Go/sales, any of those big GoLinks that you expect a lot of people might have use for. If you really expand on those descriptions and just put in 3 or 4 sentences about, hey, this is what this GoLink has, here's a quick list of some of the resources that you might find in there. That GoLink is going to pop up a lot more in the responses when relevant, and the bot will then have a lot more information of, hey, here's a lot of the information about what's in this GoLink. Here's the relevant parts for your question. I can pull that out and use it in the response. So longer descriptions and more keywords in them is always better for this. It will summarize it down, and so you don't need to worry about being too wordy with them.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We've got another question coming in from the chat. How do we audit to ensure people are directing people to the right answers, given it can answer without an appropriate GoLink? Alternatively put, what are the analytics capabilities of the behaviors of our employee population?
Great question. So currently we are working on expanding our analytics capabilities with this. We are working on, allowing additional tracking of what is asked, how often is this used. We do plan to build this into some additional features in the future, but that functionality is not currently there yet. We just have the thumbs up and thumbs down on the dashboard to give us some additional information so that we can improve this feature as we then roll out the customer-facing analytics. Let's see, there was one more thing here. I'm sorry. Ensure that it's directing people to the right answers. Currently, that is a bit limited in that there is no real customization of this other than improving your GoLink names and descriptions. We do have some metrics on this on the back end that we are using to improve this feature. And if you ever, if people give us a thumbs down on the dashboard, then we can say, okay, here's where it failed. Let's work to improve this. And we have some thoughts about in the future allowing additional customization of this so that you can give it more information, which will, of course, make it better. But nothing, and none of that is currently available.
Awesome, thanks. I'm going to check our chat really quick just to see if we've got some more questions coming in. All right, okay. And we've got someone typing, so we'll wait for that question to come in there. And we've got one more that came in from offline. Can GoLinksGPT process image inputs?
So currently we do not process image inputs. That is a feature of GPT-4 that is not yet available to the public. So although we have access to GPT-4, that is we don't have access to the image portion of that. As that rolls out to the public, we will explore ways to use that in this feature, but we currently have no plans on that because we don't have access.
Awesome, thanks. Okay, we've got one more question that came in from the chat. Are you using text embeddings to power your search functionality?
I am not clear on what you mean by text embeddings. Would you mind clarifying, or if someone else up here knows what that might mean, then?
We'll see if they want to clarify in the chat. And if not, then, oh, there we go. It's a feature offered by OpenAI that allows you to search for similar documents.
We are not currently using that feature from OpenAI. We are using OpenAI to power our GoLink search. So we are taking your input and passing it into OpenAI to get some relevant search terms so that we can do a couple of GoLink searches to get all relevant GoLinks back. And then using it to generate the summary. So we are using it to ChatGPT to find the relevant GoLinks, but we are not using the text embeddings functionality right now.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, so turn it to the audience. If there is anybody else that has any questions or wants to put that in the chat, please do so. If not, we are going to wrap up today's session. So just a quick summary, this isn't all that GoLinks has to offer. We also have solutions to connect your teammates with profiles or search across your enterprise with GoSearch. Thank you so much for joining us for today's session, and we hope that you found it informative and valuable. And send out a little quick call to action if you would like to know more. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.